Right, welcome back to part 2 of the video game section. But before we do that, we're going to do a little deep dive into a film that me and Sean both saw over the 2 weeks ago, was it? Week and a bit ago?
Yeah, it was. It was
about a week
2
ago,
weeks ago.
Yeah.
No, it was a week ago.
Week ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is The Bone Temple.
The Bony
Temple.
Boy!
Bone me!
Annie.
Oh, Bony Boy!
Bones.
It's going to be our soundbite for the intro. So directed by, let me get up the Instant Movie Database. As with this review, we've noticed that it never does it in the right order.
No, absolutely not.
But it was directed by Nia DaCosta. It was written by Alex Garland, and it stars Ray Fiennes returning again as Dr. Kelsey. It's Alfie Williams as Spike, Jack O'Connell as Sir Jimmy Crystal. And then we've got the wonderful, what's his name? That's it, Lewis-Parry as Samson, the alpha male.
Okay.
Yeah.
He really stretched himself in this role, didn't he?
I actually think he's one of the best things in it. I think him and Ray.
Not a high bar.
Yeah, I think him and Ray are the standout performances in it both. But as we'll go into it, there's not really many people can do in this film to save the writing. First of all, Sean, what did you think of 28 years later, The Bone Temple?
Fucking sucks. I have no other words. I'm actually very aggrieved with this film.
This film is doing really well in terms of its critical success. People love this film.
Yeah, well, they're fucking brainless, aren't they? No, I have very little tolerance for a preference for this film, particularly because I don't know if it's too early to get into that, but the whole Jimmy Savile thing that they do nothing with, it's really crass and in poor taste. Yeah, I think I'm getting ahead of myself. But the film's a mess. It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. We'll say, like, so when it was starting, I was like, this is shot like so well. Like, it looks so good. Really nice framing, like right up my alley. Like it looked pretty damn good. Editing was good.
Yeah, it was actually.
None of those weird, obnoxious iPhone footage.
No, that's gone. The iPhone gimmick is gone.
Yeah, because they were like, because it was a gimmick.
Yeah, total gimmick.
But yeah, the writing in this film is just so fucking bad. Makes no sense. Like, where were the infected? Where were the enraged, Tom?
Yeah.
Where the fuck were they in this world?
I mean,
apparently you can just sit open in a field. You can just play Iron Maiden and Radiohead loudly, and like no one ever gets drawn to anything.
Yeah.
And of course, like its big focus, like you just see the Bone Temple all the time, and it's like, again, it was what we touched upon in 28 years, but it was like, this is fucking horrifying. Like, this is just really like a nasty thing to look at in terms of like this big monolith of bones being like, oh, it's supposed to preserve their memories. Like, dude, this is just like, this is really a bit much. But I feel like getting ahead of myself.
No, that's good. Let's quickly rattle through the plot, and I won't delve too much on it. But the plot essentially continues almost immediately after the first 28 years later. Opens up with our young lad Spike, who's been captured by the Jimmy Savile gang, he's doing a rite of passage where he has to defeat another Jimmy in one-on-one combat in order to be accepted into the group. Spike manages to get a little fast one, a little cheap blow on the Jimmy, who's basically playing with his food, and manages to get him in one of the big arteries.
Yeah, he stabs him in the aorta in his leg.
Yeah, and he bleeds out. From there on then, we go back to Dr. Kelsey, who is still on this kind of personal but scientific voyage of trying to befriend the alpha infected Samson. And there's a little bit of a kind of harken back to the whole idea of like humans, how did civilization be created? A lot of people think it was, monkeys getting together and taking mushrooms, and so the only reason Samson comes back to Dr. Kelsey is because he's basically getting 3 shots of morphine.
Yeah, so he finally like be calm.
Yeah.
And I guess so we can think
for a second, because again, we're dealing with the rage virus, so a lot of this is to do with the mad rage that's within the infected's head. And then essentially we have two parallel stories where we have Kelsey trying to find a kind of cure and calmness with Samson, and then we have the Jimmy Savile gang doing Jimmy Savile gang stuff, who eventually find one another. The Jimmy Savile gang believe that Dr. Kelsey is the devil, or what's he called in it?
Old Nick.
Old Nick.
Which they explain to us again, where it's like, oh yeah, so when Jimmy's like, I'm in a bit of a bind. I need you to pretend to be my dad, Old Nick. And then of course where he finds characters like, so you mean to tell me that you need me to pretend that I'm Satan? It's like, we fucking know! They've got upside down crucifixes on their foreheads.
Yeah.
Like the whole Satanist imagery is so apparent, but no, they have to explain it. They have to tell you. So yeah, it's just, again, it's more meandering. Like the Savile gang go to someoone's house.
They do terrible stuff.
Do terrible murder stuff.
They do
again.
acts of charity, I believe it's
That's
called.
That's what they call it. Yeah, so
charity. Ooh, isn't that
interesting? Yeah.
Charity in this film is a bad thing.
Ooh, just what
Jimmy Savile used to do. Keep up.
Do you get
keep
it?
Up a little bit. Yeah.
And he finishes every fucking sermon with a, how's that?
How's that?
Go,
that's what Jimmy Savile used to do, Sean.
Oh, mate, I was so glad.
You've got to keep up in this film.
Well, I was just really glad to be reminded of it constantly
all the time.
Like, it was really nice to have that recent monster figure in the forefront of the film all the time. I really like how they didn't do anything with that either. how it was just, they were a murder cult with a Jimmy Savile aesthetic and nothing else. That's my biggest problem with this film, and there's many other problems anyway, but I'm just kind of disgusted, to be honest. I just think it's incredibly poor taste, because they don't do anything with it. There's like victims surviving now. Look, I've met Jimmy Savile 3 times when I was a patient at Stoke Mandeville, the hospital for the leading hospital for people with disabilities in the UK, for helping rehabilitation and such. And he was a big patron there. Donated a lot of money. I met the guy 3 times, and he once kissed me on the cheek. He shook my hand and kissed me on the cheek when I was there with my mum, and then he was like, "Oh, that's a grandfather kiss, that is." After I said something, and Mum was like, it's probably because his eyesight's so bad he didn't realise you were a boy because I had long curly hair. But in retrospect now, it's like, great. It's more upsetting to think about, obviously, but that's just me. I can't imagine the real victims who he's done things to, and having this film out there, his image being so recently reminded of it, and then they do nothing to kind of explore his crimes of noncery and paedophilia. They do nothing to kind of make a critique or an interesting. It's like, we've said it before, but it's like rape or something like that in a film. It's like, if you're going to introduce it and show us it, you have to do something with it. Like the girl with the dragon tattoo, which is themes about sexual violence, and they show that brutal rape scene, but it goes somewhere. They do something with it. I feel like this, it's just spectacle almost. It's almost like a fetishization of this figure, not in admiration, because he is very much, they're still painted as bad guys, but it's still just like, what's worse than a murderer? How about a murderer,
a Jimmy Savile murderer,
a Jimmy Savile murderer? Who and it's not like they touch on actual child predation or anything like that, which of course you shouldn't do that probably in this film anyway. That's a whole conversation of itself, which again is why you shouldn't have Jimmy Savile's the whole thing in the film. Quite frankly, I'm just a bit disgusted. I think I'm a bit too close to this one to be maybe fair on the film properly. That's really what my problem is. I just think it's really distasteful and crass, and I can only imagine how difficult it is for his victims to see something like this. It's not that long ago, it's quite recent. So anyway, no,
it's fair enough.
Sorry.
Well, no, it's good to get that side of the story as well, because I've got no history with Mr. Savile himself, but even I at times felt that this film divulges into shock and awe a bit too liberally. Fuck's sake.
Don't mind that, ladies and gentlemen. It's just the dishwasher doing dishwasher things, because our studio It's just we're just in a laundry room somewhere. We really do need a proper space someday.
I know. One day when we have money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't have any personal connection with Mr. Savile himself, or that kind of third degreeness to it as well. But what I will say about this film is just to go through my initial thoughts, which will lead on to that. Same with you. I thought the beginning of the film was actually really good. Really appreciated the cinematography. I thought the editing in it was fantastic. There were lots of these very nice sort of harsh cuts between Rafe listening to his music down in the bunker, to these memories, to this sort of desperate silence that's filled when he's in the bone temple. The only thing you can really hear is the woodpeckers. These kind of like this knocking of the wood in the background. It's beautiful. The sound design's fantastic. Some of the shots are incredible, and those silent moments actually between him and Samson, I really, really, really loved. When it went to the Saviles for the first time, and they go to this barn and they give charity, which is, you know, zany is actually a bad thing.
Shall we let them live, or shall we give them, bestow upon them charity?
And in this instance, the charity is to take the shirt off the back, which you might be able to guess straight away is to skin someone, essentially. And I remember watching it, and I was like, first of all, I'm still not understanding why they have to be dressed as Jimmy Savile.
Yeah.
Just because of the pure sense is that Jimmy Savile bad, isn't it mad that Jimmy Savile God in this world? That, you know what I mean? It was like, isn't this like, this feels almost like
a monster like Jimmy Savile could gain this mythic status, which I don't think so. Be honest,
it's
even
just
if that was the argument.
I think for me, it's just a bit of like, it's world building that's made deliberately to be as provocative as possible.
Yeah, it's
like
I'm just it's shock and awe just for the sake of it. Again, like you know, it's almost schlocky.
Yeah,
and it's so fucking tasteless.
The scene in the barn itself, and just to give a sense of like who I am as a viewer, like gore doesn't faze me at all.
Yeah.
Like I've seen horrific stuff both on screen and in real life as well. Like gore doesn't really affect me as much at all, to be honest. The gore in this film, though, because of how just ramped up it was, it reminded me of when I first watched both Hostel also when I watched the beginning section of Martyrs, which if anyone who's seen Martyrs is a French horror film, and the whole point is that you have to put someone through almost excruciating torture to the point of near death so that you can see God. And it reminded me of that, and to the point where I was like, I mean, even Martyrs has like a storyline to it, but with Hostel, it reminded me a lot of Hostel, which is like, we're almost delving into torture porn here.
Yeah.
And for me, again, I think for me as well, some of the biggest things was what I said to my dad, because my dad really enjoyed this, and obviously a lot of people really enjoy this, was that I think the problem is that me and you, which is that people our age who have just been exposed to a little bit more in terms of the zombie genre, for us, the idea of having like humans are the worst thing, they're worse than monsters. You know, the real monsters aren't the zombies, it's the humans. For us, that's a concept that has been almost done to death at this point, and done better in other places. Like I'm not a big fan of The Walking Dead, but that the first few seasons of that did that fantastically. We've both played The Last of Us, the first game, which is a fucking brilliant story about how, you know, humans are the real monsters out there. And so I think for people who have just been around more of this media, and particularly video games as well, this whole concept of people bad, zombies actually aren't the worst thing on the world, is just nothing new to us at all. And then when you have to elevate it by adding in aspects like Jimmy Savile gang, for me it reeks of just like, again, I said this in the last review, but like we're almost delving into the realms of like Mad Max. How comically mad can we make things? The only reason Mad Max works is because Mad Max doesn't take itself too seriously at all. It's almost like like a comedy in that regard. Like it's so over the top, and that's what you're expecting.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the 28 days,
they try to make it. They're trying to make it grounded in a way Mad Max wasn't. You know, they're still trying to be like, it's like, oh, this is kind of, you know, how people would live when they live on that farm and they got the fence cut off, and it's also like, close the fucking fence. Not the fence. Where are the infected? Like the there was just no point to this film being set in the 28 universe. There was absolutely no point. The infective serve absolutely no fucking purpose as a greater force of nature, as a kind of constant present threat. Because even though you're saying the whole thing of like, oh, people are the worst things, it's like, yeah, well, this specific gang is, but also like this family clearly isn't, Spike clearly isn't, the people we saw in the last film aren't, Dr. Kelsey isn't. You're just using this as a contrast of like, oh, but you're not even saying people are the worst. It's just, aren't some people bad? And it's like, fucking yeah.
They did this in the first film, 28 days later, with the soldiers.
With the soldiers, we've done this before.
That was brilliant. That was so tense. You know, they're having the dinner together, and you realise that what's his name? He was Doctor Who.
Christopher Eccleston.
Christopher Eccleston. Like, you can just, that's when you first start noticing that actually he's a bit fucking on it, because he cooks the omelette with the bad eggs. He's like, these eggs are rotten, and he fucking throws it across the table, and you're like, oh, right, okay, Eccleston is mad. Like, he's insane, and this isn't going to end well. It's done so much more subtler and better.
Now, 30 years later, and 3 films later, I'm sorry, but what the fuck are we doing here? And it also drops the whole thing, you know, he was saying about, like, Kelsey isn't even trying to find a cure, he's just kind of giving Samson relief. He gives him morphine and shit, and then they just hang out. They dance. He plays them some music. They dance. They both get naked. There's a lot of dick in this film, by the way. I hope you get used to that. You're gonna see Samson's dick. You're gonna see Ray Fiennes' dick. You're even gonna see Jack O'Connell's dick.
It's a big day for dicks.
It's a big day.
It's a big movie for dicks.
The most positive thing I can say about this film is the dick representation.
It's got all shapes and sizes in it, baby.
Dicks are being very, diverse range of dicks. They're being very seen. 2026 is a dick year, which makes sense considering it's what year of the horse, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's some big dick energy.
Some big dick energy right off the bat. I think.
But yeah,
although this theme is like one of our biggest gripes, I do think the other big thing that me and Sean hate, like, which really got to us, was just the general writing overall. The overall writing, the structure, some of the lines in this
Ray
film
Fiennes is
he's doing such a hard
scene with
job.
Him and Jack O'Connell is like, they're really trying, aren't they?
They're really both of them.
Just sitting out in the
really
open in a field.
Yeah, everyone is trying to really elevate what is some really on the nose dialogue. I'd say very on the nose.
I'd say the kid's improved. The guy who plays Spike.
Alfie Allen.
He's improved.
Even though he was less in this.
Yeah, that's the thing. It was like.
Yeah, because now it's all an investment. You gotta wait for the next one,
yeah.
Sean, which is going to be called the Cillian Murphy Temple. Cillian Murphy's house.
The jawline church.
And he's probably going to get naked in it as well.
Probably.
Had the Cillian Murphy's penis.
Yep.
Now we're going to keep it up.
We did have Cillian Murphy's penis in the first one.
Did we have Robert Carlyle's penis in the second one?
Oh,
I want to say we did. Maybe.
I mean, they did have sex.
There we go. It's confirmed. We've got penis in everyone.
We've got to have a dick in everyone.
It's written into the contract.
It's the only thing that's thematically consistent throughout is that there will be a penis.
Boyle and Garner are just like negotiating the terms of Netflix. And they're like, and you sure this is... unnegotiable, yes, it's unnegotiable. There will be cock in this film.
There will be cock. The sequel to There Will Be
Temple.
Blood. The cock temple. The boner temple.
Yes, one of the big... just an example. As we go near the end, Ray Fiennes pretends to be old Nick. He pretends to be the devil
why?
In order to help Jimmy Crystal out, because he needs to convince his other Jimmies that
his followers,
that his mantra is real,
because he sells himself as the son of Satan, of old Nick, you know. And when they see the Bone Temple, and they're like, "What the fuck is that?" And Jimmy's like, "Oh, that's just one of Dad's palaces, you know." But I'd never seen this. I didn't know about this one before. And then one of them is like, you know, kind of the main girl. Yeah. Along with Spy, was like, he's fucking full of shit. Like, he's never seen that in his life.
Yeah.
You know, and Jimmy senses he's losing his sway a bit.
Yeah.
So he needs to reinforce. So he goes up to Kelsey and is like, "Could you in a bit of a bind?" Yeah. It's just the way he says that.
A bit of a bind.
He's like, "Yeah, can you pretend to be Satan for me?" And Kelsey's just like, "Okay." I mean, I can understand why he'd do it, I guess, because he's afraid of him. Yeah. And he's like, I don't want him to kill me. Or
because I'm doing my research and
stuff with Samson and stuff. At the same time, it's not really expressed. And again, it's like...
I think that's it. I think that's all it is. I think it's just he's just scared.
I mean, just lock yourself in your basement, play Iron Maiden, and draw a bunch of infected.
So
but the problem is, there's no infected in this world.
This is one of the big one of the big script things that I just frustrated me, and even frustrated my dad when I was talking to him, which was that he does this big spectacle where he plays Iron Maiden, Mark of the Beast, and he dresses up as the devil, and he does this big like dance, and he blows like fucking morphine in their face.
And it's kind of cool.
It was a relief. It was a relief to finally go, okay, we can just forget that we're in the 28 years film for
well,
a bit.
basically, it's like, let's make a great Mad Max scene.
Yeah, exactly. Yes,
great.
right?
It's like the perfect Mad Max scene.
Oh god, this film would have this whole universe would have been better as a Mad Max film.
Like the Bone Temple would work there.
It would.
You know, it makes
and it
so
would have
much
been
more
good.
sense. It would have been good, but in this
setting,
grounding, you know, set it.
Oh dear. So anyway, he plays the music, and as he quotes from Spinal Tap, we got to turn this one up to 11, and so he blasts the music, and I was just waiting. I was waiting for Samson and a bunch of zombies to appear, because in any other example of this universe, like we were literally, we had a scene maybe like halfway through the film where these guys are walking through the forest, and like they're afraid of a twig snapping. That's how gently they're walking through the forest. So you're telling me blasting Iron Maiden doesn't draw in every single infected from the area? And I was like, and I actually thought, oh, this is a really clever idea. He's going to pretend to be the devil. He's going to quickly run underground into the basement, lock it up, and then let the zombies eat them.
I really thought that's where it was going.
Yeah. No. It just turns into a stabby thing.
It just turns into, he just, he does the whole thing.
You fucked me over, bang.
Yeah.
You fucked me over, bang. What?
Yeah.
That's it? A little stabby exchange?
It's when he sees Spike's face, when they take off the mask and he realises it's Spike. And he's like,
it's like a student film at that point.
Yeah, because it is like, what's happened to you, young lad? I met you in the last... oh, you're being corrupted. It's like, well, you don't think the same for any of these people. Like, what, seeing Spike is the one that convinced you to actually go, nah, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I know what you mean. I do get it. Like, that's the... you see Spike from the last film.
But it's so fucking student. It's so shallow.
But yeah, that's what... It's just
so
at that point,
level.
it is. It's just... that's the thing about it. It's very on the nose. Everything's very on the nose.
Especially
for
this
film.
A character, as I understand, Dr. Kelsey, or whatever his name is, who's like empathizing with trying to empathize with the enraged and trying to like find a way through, and he's building this temple of bones for fucking memory, but he's going to entertain.
Yeah.
Dare
Dare I say, the first one, 28 years later, had more subtlety than this film.
Definitely.
This film's subtlety meter, and I get people will say, but Tom, that's the point. It's supposed to be crazy and wild. This film,
though.
And it's like, but it's not. It's kind of cringy at times.
It is.
And it's a bit,
and also
it's a bit over the top.
It's just not the 28 universe.
Yeah.
It's just not in keeping. It
and
just
again,
doesn't
I'm sure
fit it at all.
And I'm sure people will say, well, but that, this is the interlude, the crazy interlude between the serious stuff. And I'm like, look, you're allowed to have a crazy interlude. That's fine. Just remember that when you're doing something like this, that this has already been done to death by multiple franchises. There's cults and death cults in The Last of Us. We've got The Walking Dead has death cults. So like, just don't go for the most craziest, wildest thing you could ever think of.
And also, it just strays too far off the path to like again mesh in very well. You can go crazy again, but like it's a good thing you mentioned Last of Us, because in 2, they have the whole fucking cult there, and it's like, but it's still grounded.
It is still grounded, and it works.
It doesn't change. It doesn't become a different genre, a different game,
and they're still terrifying. They're still scary. It
works,
yeah.
But in this, it's just fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Finally, just wanted to say, I do think the guy who played Samson was also good. He's again like not working with much. No. There's a scene you went to the toilet, but there was a scene where he goes to a train, and where he finally. So this is the kind of the twist, which is, I guess you could give a little bit of credit, which is that they really are looping it round to the fact that this virus is caused like by rage. It's not like a zombie infection, it's like a rage virus. So he tries to treat for psychosis. You give Samson these tablets to treat with psychosis, and Samson goes to a train, and he has a vivid flashback where he's back on a train when he's a kid, and he's going through the countryside with his mum and dad, and the woman goes like, have you got a ticket? Have you got a ticket? And for that brief second he just goes, no, I don't have a ticket. I was like, wow, that's great. That's fantastic. I really like that scene. And then the zombies attack him because they don't recognise him as one of the rageful, as you've beautifully coined.
the rageful enraged.
So they start attacking him, and I was like, okay, so we've got Smith, and again, I don't mind that level of like, you know, wackiness or like let's play with fantasy a little bit because that's still kind of grounded.
I mean,
in the
if
universe.
we just focused a bit more on fucking that.
I'm way more interested in
especially
that.
because
way more interested
because that's such a big jump for me as well. You know, but obviously I missed that little scene, but even that wouldn't be enough because by the end he's like going, "Thank you, Doctor," and then walks off.
Thank you, Doctor.
You know what I mean? He like says it like a person. And
now
it's
where do I pay? My insurance is out of date. Actually,
Yeah, exactly.
It's okay. Leave your details on the bones over there.
No, don't worry, it's free. We're NHS. I was like, oh my god! And everyone chuckled, and it was like, it's NHS. Yes.
Yeah.
But I think with Dr. Kelsey and Sampson, they needed more time because all he did was drug him up, and they hung out and sat about a bit.
Yeah.
You know, there wasn't like enough work or treatment and process. Like, it's got to take more than getting high.
Yeah.
Just for me to like progress to that point where again he's like, "Thank you, Doctor." Just walks off.
Well, again, because this film is split between Kelsey and the Jimmy Savile group, and unfortunately,
why are we wasting time with Jimmy Savile?
And I'm just sorry, but like, I don't find the Jimmy Savile group interesting.
No.
They're just shock and awe.
They're just shock and awe.
Maximum shock and awe.
They've got
tactics.
nothing going on. And again, the Bone Temple. So I thought we were really going to zero in on this monument of bones.
Yeah, why don't we actually go into a bit more detail? Maybe Dr. Kelsey could show a little bit of madness while he's built a bone temple.
His philosophy and what he's really about to really bring home what he was trying to say at the end of the last film.
Yeah.
No, it just makes a really good set piece. And that's all it is. It's a set piece. It's an image someone had in their head, and they were like, oh, now let's build an entire film to justify this one image. Yeah. You know? But there was no substance behind it either. It was like, what if the Bone Temple, you know, it looks
monolithic and it's like Stonehenge, but with bones.
Yeah, but like the new Stonehenge. That's a good way of putting it. It's the new Stonehenge, but there's nothing to it. There's no mythos. There's no real understand. I mean, again, he stated what the mission was at the end of the last film. Dr. Kelsey was like, oh, it's about memory. It's like, it would have been nice to kind of, I guess, discover that and understand that as we went along, maybe in this film.
You know what would have been a nice little detail of that? Either Dr. Kelsey stumbled upon a mass grave, so he stumbled upon a huge amount of bones, which would have explained why he found so many bones. And he thought, oh, a mass grave that's so undignified, let me take them out of the ground. Or the Bone Temple has been built over time. People have been leaving bones of their loved ones here.
See, that's really interesting.
And then Kelsey comes along and he's like, wow, what if people are leaving their bones here anyway? Why don't I be the curator of it?
You could even tie the death cult back into it, where it's like they've got a warped perspective of the Bone Temple, and they're like, no, we have to add more bones to it. This is how people live forever. We kill them so they live forever in the monument,
immortalised by the monolith.
There we go. We've just got
done.
Top of the head. Better film. Thematically more resonant, makes more sense. You know, because you still have that crazy death. Like, that's the thing. Is like we're not subtracting anything. We're just altering the details so it makes fucking sense.
Yeah. Let's not linger on this too much longer. We've got the games to go through, but I think there's not much more to say about it anyway. To be honest, we've done what we've liked about it. There's a lot that we don't like. A lot of it's to do.
Yeah, I have some very personal issues, but I think a lot.
But it's all the script.
I think it's one of the most distasteful, dare I say, disgusting films I've seen in a long time.
There you go.
You know, maybe not disgusting outright, but it's one of the most distasteful films, and just downright just
just as another sort of example, my brother, who has again zero personal connection to Jimmy Savile, walked out halfway through. He was just like, I'm done. And he's never walked out of film ever. Because again, I think it was that the the almost delving into torture porn, the shock for the sake of shock's sake,
the ramblingness of it all, both to just the dialogue and the plot. Like, nothing happens, man. Nothing happens, you know, until the end.
Yeah. What would you give this out of 10?
Give it like a 2.
Ooh, woof. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this a 3.5 because I think it's still, there are moments of it that do stand out, particularly the cinematography and the editing. I think are fantastic, and I think Rafe does a good enough job in the first act to bring some gravitas, but even his acting can't save, and Jack O'Connell's acting, both of them are fantastic, but both of them can't save essentially the script at the end, which just takes a massive nosedive. Cool, that was the Bone Temple.
The Bone Temple! Oh, I feel it in the bones.
Fuck this film and fuck Jimmy Savile.
Ooh.